So what is legal today that was not legal yesterday?
Okay, well today the law went into effect. So adults 21 and over can grow, use cannabis, possess cannabis, and pass it around.
And what's still illegal?
There are limits to what adults can do. There's 12 plants per primary residence, no matter how many adults are in the house. There's certain amounts that are allowed to have people are allowed to have in possession while out and about or at the house. 2.5 ounces while out and about, 10 ounces of products or whatever may have been harvested from the personal garden at the house. So there are limits, and those limits are exceeded, then certain penalties could kick in, starting from civil infractions into criminal penalties.
Sure, but certainly a whole set of new personal freedoms.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's big. I mean, it's a total change in how we've been doing things, and in our opinion, a much more sensible approach, of course.
Certain things are still illegal, like consuming marijuana in public is still illegal. You have to consume it in the privacy of your own home or in a private place.
Such as right here.
Such as right here, where medical card-carrying patients consume and have been consuming for some time. And also driving under the influence is still illegal.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right?
Nothing was changed with that.
Let's talk about where you can buy marijuana. Can you buy marijuana in Michigan today as an adult?
No, only patients and caregivers under the MMFLA can make those types of purchases, or the transfer from the primary caregiver to the directly connected patients. The state has a year to promulgate rules for the businesses and the commercial activity, and then thereafter the stores will start operating, and then those purchases can be made. So it'll be a while before retail purchases for adults 21 and over for personal use will take place, but it's in motion now.
What is considered public consumption? There's not a good question about public consumption.
Yeah, there's probably some lines there. I mean, there's some very obvious things that are public consumption, walking down the street on a sidewalk, being out in open in places where other people have access to, and that type of stuff. But there could be questions and challenges about somebody being on their porch, where they can easily be seen and smelled and heard, and as if they were close enough to what the public can interact with. And there might be some questions along those lines legally of where public starts and private ends, or vice versa. So I would be careful with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. Make sure you're in a private spot.
So let's talk about growing marijuana at home, because that's definitely a provision in the law. You're allowed to have up to 12 plants at home. It's a provision that some of the lame duck legislation might try to change. But talk to me about what you're allowed to do at home with your 12 plants and how they have to be stored.
Okay, so by the enactment of this law, adults 21 and over can grow up to 12 plants in their primary residence.
And can you grow inside or outside?
You can grow outside, but there are stipulations for it not being able to be seen from the road or from the neighbor's house, and has to be adequately secured, and some other things. And inside for sure.
Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Amy Biolchini, reporter with MLive, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much.